Welcome to ETN Community Spotlight, where we shine the light on a local nonprofit organization. I'm Derrick. Join me as we talk to today's special guest. So Dan, tell me about the mission, purpose, and the history of United Way of Enid.
Well, first of all, talking about the United Way worldwide, they actually got started in 1887. A Denver woman, a priest, two ministers, and a rabbi got together. And, you know, we always start that out when we talk to people about the United Way, and it sounds like a bad joke that's coming up, but it's not. But they've been around since 1887, and actually Enid got its start in 1934. And so the United Way of Enid came about back in the early 30s, and we've been operating ever since, and been really serving the community and working with a lot of partner agencies that help people in a community. So,
okay, yeah. Tell us about your role as executive director in the organization.
Well, you know, I always say that I'm the CEO. I'm supposed to be like the chief engagement officer or the chief excitement officer, trying to keep our not only our employees, which are very few. We only have a couple of people that work with us in the office, but keep our volunteers engaged and keep our donors engaged. My job is to really go out and connect in the community and be a part of the community and to learn what the needs are in regards to human service needs. But it's more than that. I think it's really being a convener, someone that can bring people together in unity, and we'll talk a little bit about that as far as the organization and how we help other people. But primarily it's to raise funds to help our partner agencies in the community.
Speaking of raising funds, how is the organization funded?
Well, the United Way of Enid in Northwest Oklahoma is funded through contributions primarily. We do receive some grants through foundations, and individuals normally don't receive any federal or state grants. So all of our money comes primarily from donors, and 80% of our operational budget, if you will, that includes all the money that we give back to our partner agencies. 80% comes from just individuals that are hardworking individuals in our community that usually do it through payroll deduction, and a lot of times some of the corporations and businesses match that, either 25 cents on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar. Some of them are a dollar for dollar match. So we're very thankful for the corporations and the businesses that do that, but primarily our funds come from individuals, and of course we do have some major donors that support our organization at a higher level. So.
I'm sure it takes extensive fundraising in order to get these funds. Tell us about your annual events.
Usually we have a summer event that kicks off kind of our fundraising for the year, and that's our golf tournament.
It's held annually. It also benefits the Ronna Richards Foundation. She actually used to be one of our key ingredients for the golf tournament and helped out with the United Way for so long, a long time employee with the United Way.
Last year we had just a tremendous outpouring of support for that, and we'll expect the same this year. And we actually added another flight, so we do a flight in the morning, flight in the afternoon. And so that's one of the events that we do. And then of course, we usually do a Pillars event in August. And the Pillars event it's kind of a jump start to the campaign year. And we always start our campaign in August and usually wrap it up by the end of the year. But the Pillars event is for recognizing donors that contribute at $500 or more annually to help us with our campaign and to support all of our partner agencies. So we do that. And then the campaign, as I mentioned, kicks off in August, runs through the end of the year. And then we usually have our final fundraiser in October with the chili cook-off. And the chili cook-off this year was one of the biggest, and we expect to have at least 50 competitors that usually bring 50 different types of chili, which is really fun. It's interesting. We have thousands of people that usually come for lunch, and we have door prizes, and it's a fun community event that a lot of people participate in.
Okay, that's one of my more fun events here in the chili cook-off.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the fundraising. Tell me about the collaborations and partnerships that you have, and who benefits from the fundraising.
Well, we're like I said, we're a community convener. we bring together different groups and different people, different walks of life to talk about some of the issues and look for solutions to the problems that we have in our community. One just recently is resilience. We'll continue to work on early childhood traumatic experiences that children have had and how that impacts their lives. So we're looking at what we can do to, first of all, make sure that children are in very safe environments and that adults and caregivers, parents, have more resources at their fingertips so they know how to bring their children up. Because a lot of young people that maybe have children when they're in their teens, they don't really understand what parenting is all about. So we want to make sure that there's that there. But we also have not only early childhood engagement and educational tools, so we work with a number of others in the community. We're actually thinking of launching a Unity in the Community event, bringing together basically all the resources or organizations that provide services to low-income and poverty line individuals and families in our community. So those are some of the things that we do. We partner with our 16 partner agencies, whether it's credit counseling, whether it's child advocacy, it might be physical or sexual abuse for against women, YWCA, the YMCA, health-related. Our three core areas are health, education, and income, or financial management. And so there's credit counseling. There's also counseling through Catholic Charities. We work with them. Booker T. Washington after-school program. They've got a great program for kids there. And we've been reaching out to the Marshallese. We've been reaching out to the Hispanic community and our African-American community and really trying to figure out how we might be able to better serve and help them and help really everyone in the community to be a part of the solution to all the problems that we face, especially for human service needs. And we work with the Salvation Army, American Red Cross. The 16 partner agencies, they just sometimes are too numerous to name, but we are involved with most of the nonprofits in our community. And if they're not a partner agency, we usually work with them on other nonprofits to help further their mission and their goals.
So basically, United Way is a nonprofit that helps other nonprofits.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, United Way raises money to help people who help people.
Right.
And that's in a nutshell kind of what it is. It's part of what we say in our short video that we usually run.
So what are some of the services and programs that the organization provides? Well,
one of the things that we do is we do childhood initiatives. We do mentoring. We have a Coach a Kid program that United Way works with the AmeriCorps program, and we've got an individual that coordinates mentors in our community, business leaders usually, young people that get involved, young professionals, others that can go into the schools and mentor young kids. And usually it's the elementary school kids that we try to help with reading, math skills, STEM skills, things like that, so that they're ready to make sure that they transition really smoothly from that third grade to fourth, fifth, and sixth and on. But we've seen kids that have gone from D's and F's to A's and B's. We've seen kids that have been very difficult to work with in the school and the classroom to being a stellar student and a great example. And that's because the mentors really have an impact in these kids' lives. A lot of these kids don't have role models, and so the mentors provide that. And of course, all of our other groups, whether it's the credit counseling to help counseling, people that are going through debt management problems, whether it's the Catholic Charities, it might be counseling. All of our partner agencies provide some types of human service outreach into our community that impacts millions of lives. When we got our start, actually the United Way started in 1934, as I mentioned earlier. Well, since then, we've raised over $50 million that have gone right back into the community to support people in need. And it's not just a hand out, it's a hand up. We try to help them. We try to help with educational tools, with outreach to make sure that they're better citizens when they get back in and back on their feet and maybe back on track in life. So that's really what we do, and we try to help people and change lives, and we've done that over a number of decades.
Okay. Many, I'm sure, have seen the United Way logo on television or somewhere, but what do you feel is the impact it has had on our Enid community?
Well, not only the financial impact, but if you think about all of that going right back into the community and supporting our community, and people that have lost hope, lost their livelihood, maybe their jobs, maybe they've lost their homes, maybe they've lost everything. And there are those that maybe have been abused, and those that need, again, a hand up, and try to help them, encourage them. We've done that for thousands of lives, and we probably, through our partner agencies, and I just give them all the credit, but without our partner agencies, we wouldn't be anything. But all the partner agencies that work in our community, they touch so many people's lives, they've turned people's lives around, and they've saved lives. From people that are contemplating suicide, those that have been in abusive situations. It's a great organization that really is about the concerns of the people and the population of Enid and Northwest Oklahoma. So when we began, we started just Enid. But if you think about Enid and what it is today, it has grown such into a larger city, if you will. Or a small city, and people from 60 to 75 miles around come to Enid for services. We've seen people come in from various counties around Garfield County that utilize the services at United Way and our partner agencies. So we know that when we expanded from just Enid to Enid and Northwest Oklahoma, we know that we're serving people outside of our area as well. But they usually come here for those services. So, hundreds of thousands of lives have been touched and saved, and I think that speaks for itself.
Okay. So if a nonprofit wanted to become a partner, how can they do that?
Well, they can go to our website at unitedwayenid.org, and we have an application process. So if they want to become a agency partner, they have to apply. They have to give us their financials. They have to have been in existence for at least 2 years, so that we know that they have a track record. And then our budget and allocation committee and our executive committee, and then the board reviews their application and usually determines whether or not it's got to be unduplicated service as well. So we don't want to duplicate service. We want to make sure that all of the agencies that we fund or help fund are providing a specific service that fall under health, education, and income. And so that's the process. And we usually take applications usually in November, and then determine whether or not they'll be eligible for the following year.
Okay, very good. Now, perhaps a person would like to volunteer. How can they go about that?
They can contact us at United Way. They can either send an email to dan@unitedwayenid.org, or they can call us, or they can visit our website. There's a way to contact us that way. The easiest way is probably to just pick up the phone and call us at the telephone number 237-0821. That's our number here in Enid. So if they'd like to be involved that way, they can just give us a call, email us, or visit our website.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for joining me
today.
You bet.
Thank you. Appreciate it.